Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. Love yours. No such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. Heart beating fast, let niggas know that he alive. Fake niggas stand snakes in the grass, let a nigga know that he arrived. Don't be sleeping on your lover, cause it's beauty in the struggle, nigga. Beauty in the struggle,
checking my voice, family, 1212. Let me know how I sound. Woo! All right, back in the building. My voice was all messed up. Couldn't go live yesterday. Gotta round up the usual suspects. We're back on that roller coaster ride, family. Up, down, in, and out. Because you know there's no such thing as a life better than yours, right? You know that.
I'm not sure what's about to happen next. I have some strength from the Lord, cause I've been strong so far, but I can feel my grip loosen it. Quick, do something before you lose it for good. Get it back and use it for good. Touch the people how you feel like before.
Woo! Back in the building. Feels good.
Cash minimal checks. Turn on the TV, see a nigga Rolex, and fantasize about a life with no stress. I mean, it's just sincere. And as a nigga who was once in those shoes, living with nothing to lose, I hope one day you hit me. Always gonna be a bigger house somewhere, but nigga feel me. Always the people in that motherfucker love you dearly. Always gonna be a bit that's better than the one you got. Always gonna be some toes that's fresher than the one you got. Always gonna be a bitch that's better.
It's good to be back in the building. Should be able to go live on TikTok another damn hour. Another hour we can go live on TikTok after being suspended last week. We're explaining what a PSYOP was. Where's the sound?
I touch that spot for you. I do that dream, but I'm just and I testify for you. I told her like you, that bitch like you. It's all that I'm on promise, get it do. I'm not.
Back in the building. Back in the building.
Keep it blue. I told body, as long as you dream about me, ain't no problem. I don't got nobody just with you right now. But the truth, I look better under you. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can us lose if it's the moment? You're just too important. Nobody would fight it like you would.
Round up the usual suspects. Round up the usual suspects, family. Bootlicks, Handkerchief heads, Boule, Houe, Negros, Houe, whatever. They all come out the woodwork for Kamala Harris. All jumping out the woodwork.
It's argument back up to my place. Sex around you, I'm not spelling on your day one. We had shit, yeah. It was magic, yeah. Smashing gravity, yeah. Last night we take a home when you're not in. Ain't a home when you're not in. A throne when you're not in. I'm saying, nothing lose when I'm with you. How can I lose and miss the moment? You just too annoying. Nobody do body like you do. I can't lose when I'm with you. How can I lose and miss the moment? You just too important. Nobody like you do. You know.
I'm the main 100. The main 100. I'm the main 100. Don't stop fronting on me. I can't lose. I know that's right, baby. You can't lose when you with me.
You just so annoying. Nobody do body like you do.
I better take it easy. My voice is just now coming back a little bit.
You just too important. Nobody like you do.
You do. Better get on up in here. Woo!
She's at the door, I gotta go for mine. What should I talk about?
What's going on, Jibber Jabber?
I'm out of time. She's at the door, I gotta
Go for mine.
And I gotta admit that you got my attention. You making me want to say who you tryna be? I said I'ma love you, keep you here with me, your baby. That's what it got hold of my hand. And that's my chemical was I must be. So you know really care. You just want to stop. With the music is moving too fast. I'm a little tired. Don't be afraid, move a little closer. But it's something about you that makes me want to say yeah. And I gotta admit that you got my attention. You making me want to say ooh, I wanna love you, keep you here with me, your baby. I think I say and I gotta admit that you got my attention. You making me want to say uh-oh. I wanna love you, keep you here with me, your baby. You messed it all up. I'm back for a second. Shit. My voice sounds a little better, I hope. I think that I should start by saying, I messed that all up. One more time for keepsake. One more time. One more time. Booyah! I'm outside in an AMG. Woo! Right outside. TT. Two-turn baby girl, you know me. Still with the dogs that I grew beside. All the niggas around me, died and died. Gotta waste your time, cause it's fine right by. I'm outside in an AMG. Right outside. TT. Two-turn baby girl, you know me. Woo! Let me know y'all can see me back in the building, right? Oh my. Everybody can see me now. Let me know if you guys can see and hear me clearly. I just caught. Ooh, wee. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me clearly as we get this party started. Like everything's clear and concise on everything else. So let's get ready to roll. Woo! Let's jump it off something like this. I want to say welcome back to everybody to the Black Hot Fire Network Show. I'm your host, Mr. Black Hot Fire, always on that ass. And we're broadcasting live from the homeland of the United States of America all the way over to the mother continent of Africa, because we're truly one of the only international radio programs, and that's what's up. Now I want to give a shout out to everybody on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on Twitter/X, everybody on Rumble, everybody on TikTok, everybody on Instagram, and everybody listening to us on the Foundational Black channel, Black Hot Fire Network.com, and all podcasting platforms globally. Now strip on your headgear and get ready for the ride, because school's back in, stupid. Here we go. You gotta ring that alarm first, right? School's back in, stupid. Let's get it. Woo! Black Hot Fire. Come on. Now, as we proceed to give you what you need, come on in wherever you're at. Make yourself at home. Smash that like button. Tap that screen. Whatever makes you happy. Do what makes you feel good.
We back in the building. Voice seems to be all right. Been drinking my damn herbal tea with honey right here. My voice was jacked up last night. I couldn't do nothing. Woo! Welcome back, everybody. Black, hot, fire. There's an echo somewhere? I don't hear it. There's an echo somewhere I don't hear it. Woo! Try my thing. Oh, there's some kind of echo, you're right. Try my thing. It may, I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it is. Trying to locate it, give out. Check my mic. Let me know if it's still an echo. I don't hear it. Woo! Let me know if we still got an echo. Let me know if you guys hear echo somewhere. Let me check my sound again. Let me check my sound. 1 2 1 2. Let me know we still got echo. Let me check it. 1 2 1 2. Let me know if you guys hear echo somewhere. Let me check my sound again. All right. All right. That's what's up. I wasn't sure if I heard an echo or not. All right. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Sure we ain't got no echo in the place. 1 2 1 2 1 2. I got wires all fucked up. Hold on, give me a second. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2. All right. All right. Hope my sound a little bit better. All right. check my mic, see if my sound's all right. Sound a little better now? All right, guys. Hopefully it's all worked out. I'd like to have I had all the technical difficulties worked out. Check my mic. 1 2 1 2. Check my mic. Mic check. Mic check. Okay. Mic check. Mic check. All right. All right. The season working all right now. Got my TikTok up, but I can't get my damn account off suspension for another 45 minutes. So I'll turn on my TikTok then. So like I said, welcome back, family. And you guys know already that Kamala Harris dropped out, right? You guys already know Kamala Harris has dropped out of the race. I mean, not Kamala Harris, but Joe Biden has dropped out or has been pushed out, right? Joe Biden has been pushed out unceremoniously. He's been pushed, his old feeble ass has been pushed out unceremoniously. And so now, of course, they parachuted Kamala Harris into that spot. Who black people and American people do not like this woman. See, I told you so. Now they're trying to get us to choose between, the worst of both evils, or the best of both evils. Because both candidates do not represent black people one way or another. But ever since they announced that they were not going to run anybody against Kamala Harris, they decided that the old bootlicks were going to come out. Because the bootlicks come out at night. The bootlicks come out at night. All the bootlick and handkerchief head Negros come out at night. So they've all come out the woodwork. They've all come out the woodwork to support this Kamala Harris and trying to gaslight us if we don't support her. There's something wrong with us because she's supposedly the first black woman. Now, this woman's never identified as black until she started running this race 4 years ago. She identified as an Asian American, not a black American, because her mother's a Brahmin Indian and her daddy's a Brahmin Indian. An Indian from Jamaica. That's what he claims to be. But the idea that she's black is absolutely insane. So it's the same hustle. But we're going to go through her record one more time to prove that this lady does not represent black people or have the best intentions for black people. If you remember when she was DA of San Francisco and also Attorney General of California, she was locking up people right, left, and center. But now they're trying to rehabilitate her image and hoping that black people have forgot her heinous crimes done to us. Hoping that we'll forget that, right? Hoping that we're going to forget these heinous crimes. Because remember, I don't know if you guys remember before she ran for Senate, we were always telling her when she was Attorney General that she was keeping black men past their due date because they wanted slave labor inside those prisons. I don't know if you guys even remember that. But now they're trying to come out and say that's not true. They're getting all their handkerchief head and some people on social media to try to counteract, try to rewrite history, what she did, what she's done when she was in the Attorney General office in California. We know she campaigned herself. They try to say it was other people in the office to keep black men locked up past their time of getting out for prison labor. We know that's a fact. That's already been debated 10 years ago with this woman. Now they're trying to rewrite history. Also, she was also called what? The border czar. But now she claims she was never the border czar because she knows that the black people that she's supposed to represent are upset about all this illegal immigration taking place throughout the country. But now she's disclaiming that she was ever the border czar. And we know she was called the border czar. So they're trying to rewrite history in the craziest way. We also know when she was district attorney in San Francisco that she was locking up black women if their children could not make it to school because the people didn't have the money, didn't have the funds to send the kids on public transportation because of, being in dire straits. But she didn't care about that. She didn't care about people being in dire straits. She was still locking up people for their kids being juvenile, being tardy from school. So we know that she was doing this. It's not our imagination. What's up? Yeah, of course, Cassie Gavin Williams had a cost in that too. I'm gonna play a bunch of videos tonight showing you about, her dubious past and now how the bootlicks are coming out. You have Van. I gotta play the Van Jones one first. Van Jones was on some kind of roundtable on NBC saying that black men are going to now defend Kamala Harris and white Republicans come after her, as if she ever stood in the way of anybody coming after black men. But she's the one locking black men up, like I said, keeping them past their due date, their prison date for slave labor, reclassified as prison labor. And so, like I said, you're going to have the same Bootlicks, Handkerchief head, Boule, sellout Negros trying to sell the soap to us now. They're going to try to tell us we're crazy for not accepting her as a presidential candidate. We're not going to vote for this woman. This woman doesn't deserve our vote. She always told us that she wasn't going to do nothing for black people. That's what she told. She made it clear. And isn't it funny now? They're trying to rerun on the same regurgitated nonsense they ran on 4 years ago or 5 years ago. Remember the anti-black hate crime bill named the George Floyd crime bill that they never passed, and they had the House and the Senate family? They had control of the House and Senate when they first got in there. But they did nothing. They didn't bring it up to a vote. But they did pass an anti-Asian hate crime bill that was never promised to the Asians, because it was supposed to the black vote that got their ass in there. But once again, they turned it back and spit on us, and now they're running with the same nonsense. Can I get the damn thing? I missed it. Damn moth. So now they're trying to regurgitate the same issue that they failed to do 4 years ago when we gave them the White House 4 years ago. They said, oh, we're going to now fight for a black crime bill, which they're not. It's the same, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And black people, we don't need to be fooled again, because that's what they're trying to do now. She's going to propose an anti-black crime bill. When you were there 4 years ago, you didn't even bring it to a vote in the House to let it go up to the Senate to be passed as legislation. You never even brought it up. But the Asian crime bill, supposedly because black people were out here beating up Asians, which was a lie, you backed that. You backed that right in our face. And the idea you have black people now vote, tell them they're going to vote for this woman, you're out of your rabbit ass mind. She played with us right in our face. She played with us right in our faces. They had no problem signing that anti-Asian hate crime bill without bringing your anti-black hate crime bill whatsoever. But they told you that's what they ran on 4 years ago. 5 years ago now. That's what they ran on. Remember that? And they had that. And when they got elected, they had the House, the Senate, and the White House. The House of Representatives, the Senate, and the presidency, the White House. And yet they never brought it up for a vote. They always want to bring it up for a vote after they lose one legislative house, either the House or the Senate. Then they pretend to bring it up because now they don't got the votes. That's always the scam they do with black people. It's over and over again. It's time for black people to get off this treadmill that this wicked-ass Democratic Party has been doing. We all no allegiance to no Kamala Harris, and this is not no sister girl nonsense. But let me start off at least with Van Jones' crazy ass. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Let me cue this up for a second. Let me cue that up right there. Oh yeah, so now cue that up.
part first and then it's the record, but they can't help the DEI hire part first and then it's the record, but they can't help themselves with going at the race part of this.
Let me just say something here.
Please do.
Now,
This is good.
now, what you listen to this disingenuous bootlick right here talking about black people are gonna rally around her and fight her because she's supposed to be a black woman. This is absolutely nonsense. Nothing black to her. She's married to a white Jewish man, so he got to do no. She ain't love black men because she ain't married to one. So let's stop playing. They keep on to play this crazy thing, So we got to call it all these fake bootlicks over and over again. For them trying to do mind control, brainwash black people, trying to tell us what we think. That's why their media is crashing and burning. No one's watching. The numbers are terrible. That's why they find themselves crashing and burning now. Right? He's going to tell us what we think. If the Republican white man, the MAGAs go after Kamala, we're going to defend her. For what? She ain't never defended nobody black in her life. Not one time. Remember last month she was talking about in some conference, our mule and 30 acres. Everybody knows it's 40 acres of a mule. He said, we never got our 30 acres in a mule. And didn't even correct herself because she has no attachment to black America at all. She has no attachment to us. She's not part of our existence. It's more Barack Obama nonsense. She's not even part of our lived experience. She's not even part of our lived experience. Right? She's not even part of our lived experience. So, Mama's a Brahmin Indian who raised her. And she raised up most of her life in Canada, in Quebec. So that's why she has no lived experience of being a black American. First of all, she's not black. And to claim she's a black American is absolutely insane. It's crazy talk. She's not. Let me finish playing this video real quick. Listen to this moron here.
And work out badly because they work very hard to attract black men into the Republican Party. They worked very hard to attract Latin men into the Republican Party. And they were good.
You guys let me know how the sound sounds. Does that sound all right? You guys let me know how that sound sounds right there. I'm going to start all over. Let me know how the sound sounds, guys. Let me know if it's echoing or not. Let me know if you guys can hear that clearly or not. Got damn fly flying around here.
The DEI hire part first and then it's the record, but they can't help themselves with going at the race part of this.
Let me just say something here.
Please do.
This is going to work out badly because they work very hard to attract black men into the Republican Party. They worked very hard to attract Latin men into the Republican Party. And they were getting a little bit of momentum there. There are a lot of black men who are saying, the Democrats don't do anything for us, and Biden's weak, and they're starting to look over there at the Republican Party. You start insulting black women, you're going to see something you haven't seen before.
Yeah, folks, he's trying to speak. If you start insulting black women, what black woman? The black woman's never done shit for you. This fake black woman's not black. If you start insulting black women, you're going to see something you've never seen before, which is absolutely nothing. Because woman doesn't represent black men, nor black woman, and doesn't give a shit about neither one of us. She was supposedly, I told you, the border czar. And you got illegals running across the border, right, left, and center. But now they're claiming she's not even the border czar. We know that she was. She was the border czar. Now they say, is Kamala Harris the border czar? Well, we don't know. We don't know. So he's making this fake false narrative. I told you, all they got is fake narratives that they keep giving you. This narrative don't even make any sense. I told you, and these bootlicks are shameless. They're shameless how they try to sell the soap of their white masters. They don't give a shit about the black community and what we faced for years. How we've been disenfranchised and marginalized in this goddamn system. They don't care because as long as they're getting their little paycheck, they don't care. That's how duplicitous these no-good bootlicks are. That's how duplicitous these no-good bootlicks are.
Black men are not going to put up with that. I want to send a warning as clear as I can. I was on a phone call with 20,000 black men. The word protect came up about 1,000 times. Protect this sister. Protect this sister. We're going to protect her. Protect
this. No one said that nowhere. You don't see that nowhere, anywhere. Protect this sister. Protect this sister. Protect this sister. You don't see this in no black men's forums nowhere. What is this handkerchief head Boule house Negro talking about? Protect this sister. We don't believe she's a sister. Protect this sister. Protect the sister. What is he talking about, man? What reality is he living?
You're about to see something you haven't seen before.
What?
Look, people messed around with Hillary Clinton and said a bunch of mean stuff to her. Black men set that out. We won't set this out. So I don't think that
this fake mind. We won't sit this out. For what reason? Why would we fight for this woman who's been locking up black men in her prior political life past their goddamn due date to get out? Why would we fight for a woman that's been keeping us locked up for slave labor in prison? These are facts. It's not me being hyperbolic. These are facts. These are facts. What she did. This is her record. He's talking about we're gonna fight. If the Republican white man comes up, you'll see the black man say, "Stay off the sister." No, we're not. No, we're not. Coon Jones. We're not gonna do that. Sorry, we're not. You ain't getting the memo. You're getting the memo here. You haven't gotten the memo, but no. We'll ring the alarm. Time to wake up, moron. We're not gonna do that.
The Republican Party understands that all the work that they did trying to get us over there, two more days of this, it's going to be a problem.
No, just shut the fuck up. At a certain point, just shut the fuck up.
The DEI hack.
Let me pause it. I ended up in that video. Let me take that down. They sound crazy. So of course, let me put this other handkerchief head bootleg. This the sports bootleg here. Let me pull them up real quick. On.
The Black Elite is crashing. The Black Elite.
So they are crashing. Let me pull this up. It's about the Black Elites are crashing.
The Black Elite is crashing the fuck out. They crashing out. They don't know what to do because black people have finally woken up. You will no longer hoodwink us with these identity politics that y'all been doing for 90 fucking years. You got Stephen A. Smith interviewing Roland Martin,
quote unquote perfect candidate.
See,
but you know what?
They use the suspect Roland Martin. They're all the bootlicks. The bootlicks come out at night. The bootlicks come out at night. The bootlicks come out at night. The bootlicks come out, right? The bootlicks come out at night. That's what you see. The bootlicks come out at night. The bootlicks come out at night. So they get to round up the usual suspects to push this nonsense onto black people. And like I said, they're shameless about it. They're shameless. She may be not the perfect candidate, but she's all we got against Trump. She's all we got. No, she ain't all we got. We sit out. We got two bad candidates. We sit out. If she's not offering black men and black people nothing, we sit out. You gonna try to scare us with no Trump and all this other shit because it was Biden who had lockdowns and had people losing their jobs with this mandate shit he was doing. Creating an authoritarian state. So there was no difference between Biden and Trump. So spare me with the fear tactics. That's not gonna work. You have people mandated to take a damn drug that they did not want to take, and if they did, they would lose their jobs and their careers. So please spare me your democratic nonsense. Because black people are not for any mandates. You didn't give a shit about that. They're the ones supposed to put you in power. So please, you've done nothing that ever benefit black people. So these fear tactics like this is the same. It's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work.
She is, at this moment in time, the best the Democratic Party's got.
Best she got. So what?
She's certainly better than Joe Biden. I don't believe she'd be better than Michelle Obama, but that ain't an option.
I mean, she better than Michelle Obama.
And so that makes her the best.
Michelle Obama be just as bad. What are you talking about? Michelle Obama be just what has she done for black people? Absolutely nothing. The bootlicks just say, "Chris, oh, is she better than Michelle Obama? She's definitely better than Joe Biden." How? Her record is just as bad as Joe Biden. Her crime thing she was doing in California is just as bad as Biden's 94 crime bill. What are you talking about? What's the better for us? What are you talking about? See, these people do not live in Black America, so they have no problem just saying they know kind of crazy thing to try to get to fool Black people to vote. But Black people have finally, I think, have woken up. Taken a long time. I think the stresses of this immigration problem and seeing that the Democratic Party did nothing but help bring in these goddamn illegal aliens, okay, and displace Black people in their own communities. Facilitated that.
We've got, and when you consider her prosecutor's background, when you consider her intellect, when you consider how feisty she can be.
Kamala Harris is a moron. She can't even put a complete sentence together. You guys have seen her talk. She sounds absolutely insane. So what he's saying is absolutely crazy. Don't believe your lying eyes. Believe his damn empty rhetoric. When you hear Kamala Harris talk, she sounds absolutely crazy. She cackles and laughs at all at inappropriate times like a psychopath would. And so they're trying to sell the soap hard.
When you consider how she could pick Donald Trump apart in terms of the lies that he may tell. And she's younger.
You got Angela Rye crying like a baby because she just cannot believe.
You got this phony ass Angela Rye broad. I told her, all the handkerchief head Negros have come out. I love it. Black people, you should know these people do not represent you. All these handkerchief head Negros they give them a little money, so they say whatever they're going to say, try to fool you to vote for people that do not give a shit about us, have done nothing for us but disrespect, treated us with nothing but disrespect and disdain. So this is crazy. I'm loving it. They all come out the woodwork. It's crazy.
If they don't have a Black vote signed, sealed, and motherfucking delivered.
Post article came out about Black people in Detroit not wanting to vote for Joe Biden and potentially voting for Donald Trump. When the
Black people in Detroit don't want to vote for Joe Biden because he didn't do shit for them. He lied. Where's the crime bill, lady? So you do this every 4 years. It's the same bait and switch, family. It's the same bait and switch. Every 4 years, they don't do shit. Then they keep coming back to the well. The well is now empty. There's no more water in this well. Angela Rye. There's no more water in the well. They come back every 4 years to the same thing when they haven't done anything for Black people. It's too late. We must do it. Getting all crazy, all with crazy immediacy. We must do it. And now they say they won't go vote in Detroit for Joe Biden. Why would they vote for Joe Biden? Why would they vote for him? What would be the purpose? What would be the benefit of them voting for Joe Biden? What would be the benefit of them voting for Joe Biden? I'll wait. What would be the benefit of them voting for Joe Biden? Somebody let me know. Oh, there would be no benefit. So why you go, I can't believe you're not going to vote for Joe Biden? Can you believe Black people are not stupid? They're just not going to vote no more for people that don't do shit for them and don't give them shit and just give them lip service? Can you believe this? What is going on? I'm not going to get my checks. I'm not going to get my money from the Democratic Party. You niggas better act right. You niggas better act right. I need my money. My rent is due. So Black people are not going to just go get a vote for people that are showing nothing but open contempt for them. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine Black people not going to just give their vote for people who have shown open contempt for them. Where's the crime bill that they promised Black people? The George Floyd crime, and they on that Georgia crime. Where's the George? Now the Asians they're not have to Asians, but they got their anti-Asian crime bill passed. They didn't have nobody get murdered in the streets that you wanted to name the crime bill after, and nothing moved. See, that's the con game. Black people, you finally waking up. Finally, You understand this con game going on over and over again. They're trying to run on the same shit they promised you 4 years ago that they did not deliver. You didn't deliver on it, but you delivered to Asians. And he promised them that bill, but they got it. And black people still wait so you can run on it again this 4 years later and think we're gonna fall for the banana in the tailpipe again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay? Fool me twice, shame on me.
Uncommitted option came out. There were 100,000 plus people that voted uncommitted.
Say you're a shill for the Democrats.
But I think, Tip, that's their perspective.
Yeah.
And I think everything that's a different perspective isn't nuts. Like sometimes when people are so hurt and damaged, they go and do the other extreme thing, and it is not
so damaged and do the other extreme thing by voting for Trump and vote for their own interests. They don't listen to Bootlicks and Handkerchief hands no more. They won't listen to us handkerchief asses no more. They won't listen to our handkerchief head asses no more. Shit. They won't listen to our handkerchief head asses no more. What kind of shit is this? It's Boule house Negros. Are we losing our touch? Oh. Shit. We used to just come up and say anything and black people would be scared to go vote. But that shit, how am I going to pay my bills and my rent? Oh, you no good niggas. Oh, shit.
okay, and it's not cool, but it doesn't just happen politically.
Agreed.
And I think it is irresponsible. Like, fine, you guys didn't like the video. Cool. That's not the point. If we're only talking to ourselves,
Correct.
that little bubble is going to continue to shrink until we suffocate.
And you got black immigrant Joy Reid trying to tell black America what the culture is. Baby, what is the culture? Explain to me what the culture is, because you...
Joy Reid, you got from the Congo 2 days ago. You're not part of black American culture. That's why they put you foreigners there. Like you speak for us. You don't speak for us. You shut your mouth. We're tired of you talking about what the culture is. You're not part of the black American culture. You didn't build it. You're an immigrant who was put on to pretend like you represent black Americans when you do not. You're not part of the culture. You're an immigrant. So don't talk about this culture you're talking about.
Ain't even the culture.
I just gotta say it.
Look at this.
I just gotta say it. Given the just stratospheric entrance of Vice President Kamala Harris into the presidential campaign,
Stratospheric. I see stratospheric. There's no stratospheric. Now, see how they try to put the narrative for you? This is called brain. This is mind control. How they try to project this narrative. See how stratospheric it is. How stratospheric her. She's in the stratosphere now. This woman couldn't even speak. This woman couldn't even get a vote 4 years ago. Crashed and burned. For one goddamn what's what I'm looking for? For one what's what I'm looking for? She crashed and burned before one when they go to Iowa, New Hampshire. You guys tell me I'm having a brain fart. One campaign stop, what do we call those things, like South Carolina, wherever they go, when you run the campaign. She crashed and burned before it even started. Right? So she didn't make that. Now she's stratospheric. See all the bullet. See, never want to talk about what her record has been towards black people. Her duplicitous, horrible marginalizational record towards black people. They don't ever want to bring that up. Never. Oh, that's what happened. What this thing is? Forget it.
and she has now secured enough delegates to become the nominee, you're going to look real crazy
Right.
being on the other side of that line, particularly as a person of color.
First, we're going to look real crazy. And we don't support a bride who was locking up black men for slave labor. We're going to look really crazy. You're going to look really crazy as a person of color if you don't support someone who was locking up black men past their time to get out for slave labor. You're going to look mighty crazy. What are you talking about, lady? I just think, where's my sound at? Where's my sound this thing? Hold on.
But really, as anyone who claims to have any connection to the culture, you're going to look real weird and real lonely on that side. The door needs to close behind Amber. And she look crazy over there. But shut the door behind her. You really are going to look crazy being on that side, given the cultural phenomenon
What?
of Vice President Kamala Harris.
Sound crazy.
I want to say this. A lot of black elites, black media, black celebrities, really celebrities in general, the media in general, they have vested interests in who they're trying to tell you to vote for, okay? The black elites that are pandering, they do not live in your neighborhoods. So they are not suffering from the disadvantages in your neighborhoods. They do not send their kids to the schools that are underfunded in your neighborhood that lack the resources or quality teachers, right? Right. These are multi-millionaires in the lack of quality health care that we get. They have private health care. I say this to say, them telling us what's the best thing for us is irrelevant because they don't live with us, they don't live among us, they don't experience life as we do.
And don't give
So
a shit
why
about
would we
it.
listen to them and go along with them and what they say to do? The black elite is crashing the fuck out.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Where's my sound at? My mic's still work, okay. Where's my sound? I don't know where my sound right here. Crazy. My sound just went completely by. All right. And all kind of crazy technical issues. It's crazy. All right. But anyway, like I said, so like I said, all the same usual handkerchief head suspects are coming through. It's absolutely crazy. Let me see another one lined up. So we're gonna talk about, it's this caste system that we've had. Say that this woman got kind of black woman. Let me play this real quick too.
Among 19th century Negroes in Philadelphia, for example, 85% of mulatto men married mulatto women, and 93% of black men married black women. This was not solely a matter of color prejudice, for there were major behavioral differences between the two groups. The mulatto neighborhoods had lower crime rates and a higher percentage of their children attending school, as compared to the black neighborhoods, even though it can hardly be claimed that school attendance or crime rates are genetically predetermined. In short, there were major cultural differences, and these differences in turn produced other differences, such as a higher occupational status, better housing, and more wealth among.
Someone say what you did with the like I said, the elite black people, they'll tell that this Indian woman is because she's light skinned, that she's a black woman when she's not. So we had this racial hierarchy even within this color hierarchy, even within black America, because of white supremacy. So this is what you did with all these bootlicks, fawning all over this non-black woman. We see him fawning and jumping out the windows. She's great, she's this, she's great, she's this, she's that. All this other crazy shit because us being indoctrinated with this light-skinned nonsense that we've been dealing with for the last 250 years coming out of slavery. It's crazy.
Mulattoes. Nor was this pattern confined to Philadelphia. All across the country, north and south, the elite of the Negro community were lighter in complexion than the masses, and very self-conscious and sometimes snobbish about that fact. This remained so through at least the first half of the 20th century. Among 19...
So, I wanted to show that. A second, guys. A second. I want to show some of those guys. Give me a second. It's in my head. Just give me 1 second. Try to find this thing. Okay, this is one I wanted to show this here.
As a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor. Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
Senator Harris said she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail.
See, I remember that last time they had the vice president, the presidential campaigns from 5 years ago. With Tulsi Gabbard telling the truth on it. Tulsi Gabbard, no friend to us, right? But Tulsi Gabbard was over telling the truth about Kamala Harris locking up black people. So let that play one more time.
System in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
Senator Harris said she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll...
And remember, you had Bootlick, Stephen A. Smith. Remember, she's a prosecutor. What she did in her record, you should be doing. Not saying what Tulsi Gabbard said 4 years ago, 5 years ago, almost now, doing that presidential debate right there, right? Presidential debate, slaying the hell out of Kamala Harris's prosecutorial record as it concerns black folks, black men, black women, right? She's very proud of that record, right? And you hear the Bootlicks talking about, yeah, she's a prosecutor. Yeah, and she was locking up black men and women right, left, and center, right? So I find this funny.
Senator Harris said she's proud of her record as a prosecutor and that she'll be a prosecutor president, but I'm deeply concerned about this record. There are too many examples to cite, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California.
And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congresswoman. Senator Harris, your response.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record.
Yeah, so they're trying to tell you to be proud of that record of Kamala Harris locking up black men and women, right? That's what they're trying to tell you. Be proud of Kamala Harris's record. Be proud of her bum-ass record. That's what they're trying to tell us. Be proud of her bum-ass record. Her locking our asses up. 2, 3. So that, guys, I'm trying to do this real quick. I should be good to go now. Let's see something. Let's see here. All right. Over here. Okay. This my clock must be slow. I want to show that one. Let me show this other one. Give me a second, guys. Billion years, I would have thought that they were going to charge me for sales murder. I never talked to no detective, no police officer, no DA, nobody.
Just arrested and then charged.
Arrested and charged. That's it.
Was the first time you saw Kamala Harris in person the day that the verdict was issued?
She showed up at the 2 most pivotal times in this first trial, and me being convicted and me being sentenced. She wanted to be present for a celebration of a conviction.
That's what it felt like, a celebration?
A celebration, that's what it felt like. The reaction I get when I tell people my story is, they say it's the worst nightmare. You know, it's the closest thing to dying.
Joel, I want to read you a quote real quick. The job of a progressive prosecutor is to look out for those overlooked, to speak up for those whose voices aren't being heard, to see and address the causes of crime, not just their consequences, and to shine a light on the inequality and unfairness that lead to injustice. It is to recognize that not everyone needs punishment, that what many need, quite obviously, is help. Kamala Harris wrote that in her book, The Truth We Hold. Does that sound consistent with the kind of with the brand of justice that you saw administered by offices that she was running?
It definitely sounds like Kamala Harris right now as a senator. But at the time of her being the head district attorney of San Francisco, that is almost polar opposite of what I felt and what our community felt in San Francisco.
So Jamal, where are we?
Right now, we are in Sunnydale Projects, where I was born and raised at. This isn't a place that you'll want to bring outsiders into, in a place that they don't want to go. This ain't a place that feels comfortable. It feels like you might get robbed, you might get shot.
Police were keeping files on you, your brothers, and other people who were living in Sunnydale from a very young age.
They already had me labeled because I'm in this community as a potential gang member, potential killer, potential drug dealer. You gotta wake up to the fact that, you know, things are set up against us.
There is a conspiracy.
Yes.
It happened to you.
Exactly. There is
proven in court.
Absolutely. Places like this have been developed for predominantly African American people to not be able to succeed beyond it.
Yeah. What did you know about Kamala Harris? What did you know about San Francisco having a black DA?
Nobody in the hood ever worried or focused on the DA position in general, but people did focus on it just a tad bit, that it was black, and feeling like, okay, this black lady in office, Kamala Harris, she was going to understand where we come from, you know, and have more of a sympathetic way of prosecuting people that come from our communities who have been plagued with no opportunities. This is Hunter's Point, where these different projects and communities
used to really war with each other.
Jamal, in July 2007, what's going on in your life at that point?
I had recently just came off of I Love New York, and also that's when my friend Sel Kuka got killed.
More than a year goes by, and no one's been arrested in the case. You haven't even been questioned.
Haven't even been questioned. No. The police was still, trying to get a conviction by all means necessary. When I was arrested for it, the community knew I didn't do it. And it was here we go again. See, this is why we don't trust.
So remember, Kamala Harris locked this gentleman up, and he was innocent of this crime. And she was there at the time he was trying to, fight for his freedom, and she didn't care. So the ideal, that we're supposed to pretend with all these handkerchief head bootlicks coming out, oh, she's a prosecutor. Yeah, she's prosecuting black men and women right, left, and center, leaving them in prison past their time to get out because she needed slave labor. She needed the slave labor for the California penal system. Now, these are facts. And they're trying to rewrite this history, right? As Tulsi Gabbard said.
Law enforcement, because it gets to a point where somebody who didn't do something goes to jail for it. I don't have no history of crime. What's up, what? I have a history of being around in the community, but that doesn't mean that I'm a suspect. I'm like, oh man, I'll be out within 72 hours. They're going to figure this out. They're going to clear this up.
And then when you found out what the evidence was that they supposedly had you on, there wasn't much there. Can you describe what it was?
They had a woman saying that she seen me kill Sel. The second witness that they had really wasn't a witness at all. She said anything that the police officers wanted her to say, and they said that her recollection of the events was extremely credible. So that's what ultimately got the arrest warrant.
The District Attorney of San Francisco, Kamala Harris, appeared in the courtroom during your trial twice.
Yeah, the two times that Kamala Harris showed up to my trial was when I got convicted, and also when they laid down the sentencing.
When you saw her on the day that the verdict was handed down, did you take that as a bad sign?
It felt to me that she was well aware about my case, and she was there to set her presence, almost take pride in getting a conviction. When I put in my appeal, the people that's fighting against my appeal to keep the conviction is the Attorney General office. I learned it reading, their reply to my appeal, and you see Kamala Harris' name at the bottom. And now it's starting to feel a little personal.
When you win the $13.1 million, it's a massive settlement. Did you feel like that was enough?
There's not an amount that could get back those 7 years.
So remember, he was sitting in prison for 7 years as an innocent man, being charged by Kamala Harris's office, the jurisdiction of the San Francisco jurisdiction, where she was district attorney in that area. And so he won a $13.5 million lawsuit against that jurisdiction for being locked up innocently. So the ideal, these bootlicks, when they keep telling you how great Kamala Harris is absolutely insane. They want to keep dictating to you, Kamala Harris is great, Kamala Harris this, Kamala Harris that. But her prosecutorial record has been completely heinous to black people. So there's no reason to vote for this woman. And like I told you, on cue, every bootlick, every handkerchief head house Negro jumped out the woodwork trying to give you a false narrative of this woman's past, and you got Azariah crying, why, crying out crazy, why, what you doing, why Why don't you be with her? Oh, how dare you Negroes don't vote? Well, you've been given the same thing every 4 years, the same hustle talk, same duplicitous scheme of giving you nothing, and every 4 years come back to the table to how important the election is. If you don't do something, something's going to happen to you. While they steadily do something for everyone else but you. Everyone else but us. But you stand in these long ass lines every 4 years and get nothing. Like an idiot. So we're supposed to wake up from the Obama effect of getting nothing. Now, Kamala Harris is a complete moron. She can't even string a sentence together without sounding crazy. Talking about trying to pander to black people last month at that goopy conference, talking about we didn't even get our mule in 30 acres. 30 acres? It's 40 acres. See, these are people that's not part of the culture. That they're parachuted. This woman spent most of her life up in Quebec, in Canada. Her mama's an Indian, a Brahmin Indian, her daddy's a Brahmin from damn Jamaica. So where is she black in this fake sister girl routine they want to give you? Where's this at? No, we're not going to vote for this woman. For what? I mean, I'm not saying Donald Trump is a better position because he's just as bad as well. See, that's how they give you two fake candidates that you got no choice but to choose from two bad options that they give you. Because they're actually controlled by the same people. So we win. We lose no matter who gets in there. So why take the time to go out and vote for either one of them? And remember, Kamala Harris is the the border czar. Okay, they now trying to disavow that she's the border czar, and we got illegal aliens in here. Off the chart. And I'm seeing if I gotta find the video where they showing you. Now we know Chicago is run by the Democrats. Okay, now you've been voting for this duplicitous nonsense. Well, you had a reporter talk to one of the teachers there saying that now the black students are falling behind the illegal immigrants who don't even speak English. And the gentleman asked, well, what would be the reason for that? That doesn't make any sense because the blacks are the black Americans are born here. They speak English. They said, well, all the resources are now being put towards illegal immigrants and out the hands of the black students. So they even falling behind you, becoming a permanent underclass. That's the scam. That's not being addressed. That's the scam. That's not being addressed. That's the con game. It's not being addressed. Oops, nigga. Oh gosh. 1 second. I'm gonna get out. I'm back. Okay. Do that back there. That's the con game that's not being addressed. It's about voting for this duplicitous woman who's done nothing for black people whatsoever, but showed you nothing but contempt. Open contempt she showed for the black community. By doing all kind of cosplay. Remember she was doing that Cardi B cosplaying 5 years ago about some dumb, as Cardi B is the face of black America. She was like some goofy song. I don't know what the goofy song was, but it was so heinous. It was so tortured. She couldn't, she was dancing all weird. The pander, instead of actually giving us something, they want to pander you talking about their hot sauce in their purse and all other kind of nonsense instead of giving you something for your vote. Because that's what a vote is. It's quid pro quo. This for that. If I'm not getting nothing for my vote, what am I voting for? What's the purpose of me voting if I'm not getting anything tangible in return? If I'm not getting anything tangible in return, why am I voting? It's quid pro quo. This for that. See, black people always give the this, which is the vote, but never get the that. You get the this, but never get the that. That's the whole thing. Is it this or that? This or that? this or that. We always get to this, which is our vote, but we never get to that. That's the problem. We never get to that. And that becomes a problem. So, like I say, every bootlick, every phony now trying to give us our narrative and say, we got to defend this woman. For what? It's just absolutely absurd and disrespectful the way they talk to us and condescend as if we don't know her record for the last 10 years of her political life. As far as being the district attorney of San Francisco, the attorney general of California, the senator from California, and now the vice president. Excuse me, guys, you can't show me nothing she's done excuse me, guys, my damn oh, shit. Excuse me, guys, my damn voice. Hold on. Shit. That's what happened. That's why I've been drinking this damn tea. Some water go down. All right, a little better. All right, here we go. Have my voice going out on me. So they're trying to parachute this fake woman and all these. I told you, they're the ones came with those goopy lockdowns and you lose your job if you don't want to put a foreign substance into your body without your consent. The Democrats did that. When all black people did not support none of that. And if you didn't do it, you lose your job. So how's that benefiting you? Okay? How's that benefiting us? Told you. Oh, we ran on the anti-black hate crime bill. We're going to call it the George Floyd bill. What happened to that? But they did push through an anti-Asian crime bill. Imagine that. Which they never even ran on. They ran on the anti-black hate crime bill. Remember, that's what they ran on. That's what they ran on. But we never received that, did we? So name me one legislative package that black people received in 4 years under this administration. I'm waiting. That we should be running to the polls and give our support for this no good bribe. I'm waiting. I'll wait. So let me get out of that. Give me a second. Let me get out of that. I'm waiting. I'll wait. Okay? Let me do this one.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she...
See, now they're trying to rewrite history because it's not true. This is all true. She did keep people in prison beyond their terms because she wanted them for cheap labor. Remember, prison is slavery. Now, America never abolished no slavery. That's the scam. They moved it from the private sector to the public sector, which is prison. So when you're in prison, you're doing slave labor. That's legal. So since these contractors in each state make a lot of money off of slave labor, these corporations, it benefits these politicians to keep people in beyond their time. It's illegal as hell. It's wrong. But when you don't care about people, you have no concern about people, you do it willy-nilly. That's Kamala Harris's record. You have the bootlicks coming out there. How dare us, don't vote for. You got Andrew Ride. You got the roundabout, the usual suspect. You got, it's just crazy. What? Andrew Ride, Roland Martins. Well, It's too many. The Congolese broad, Joy Reid, and they getting a host of social influencers from these social media outlets, to try to persuade you that this is not her record. When we know this is her record. This is her duplicitous record. This is her record.
Marijuana violation. She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence. That would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
Thank you, Congress.
All right. So, forget them. All right, I did it. And, we get to change history every 4 years. So they made a mosaic, family. It's funny, on TikTok showing all the people that Kamala Harris had locked up. Let me show this thing right here. This is hilarious.
We will not comply with the institutions, sick illusion. No, it won't be terrified.
Let me do this instead. They made a whole collage. They made a whole collage of Kamala Harris's people that she locked up. Got a whole collage behind all the people she innocently locked up or kept in prison beyond their time to get out, because it benefited the corporations to keep these men in to do slave labor. So they made a collage with her picture and all the people that she kept in prison. I find it hilarious.
My life in the sunshine. My life in the sunshine. My life
That's her collage.
in the sunshine. My life in the sunshine. My life in the sunshine. My life in the sunshine.
So they're trying to tell you not to believe your lying eyes, because you're crazy if you do. You're crazy. You're talking crazy talk if you go over Kamala Harris's wicked ass record towards black people. Okay? Let's get this one thing clear. She's not a black woman. Let's stop faking. We got to always deal with like an illusionary, nonsensical thing. Her mother is Indian and was a Brahmin. Her dad is an Indian from Jamaica. Okay? Never claimed to be black. Where the black thing come from, I have no idea. Her mother's not black American, has nothing to do with that culture. Her dad's not black American, has nothing to do with that culture. So if her mother's not black American, her father's not black American, how is she a black American and tied to our culture? You know how crazy this sounds? You know how moronic this sounds? Mother's a Brahmin Indian family. Okay? Mom's a Brahmin Indian. Dad's a Jamaican Indian. That makes you not an African American. It have nothing to do with this culture. Was she born in America? Yes. Then she was born in the San Francisco area because her dad was working at Berkeley or wherever the hell he was at. I don't know. But she grew up in Canada. So she's completely detached from the black American experience to begin with as well. So she can't claim that. Can't claim the black American experience. They keep trying to wrap her in the black American experience. And it's absolute nonsense. Can't keep trying to wrap somebody in the black American experience who never experienced the experience. You understand this? You're trying to sell it to, you're trying to sell this craziness to us. Is that we're crazy? Absolutely insane. I don't got no sound in this thing. care what happened. This is crazy. There you go. All right, go. My damn sound. All right. My damn sound this whole damn time. I'm real comfortable without my ride out music. You know. So thing is crazy. Right? So thing is I got a collage of this crazy broad. So well, let me play this one more time. I love the way Tulsi Gabbard did this.
She put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana. She blocked evidence that would have freed an innocent man from death row until the courts forced her to do so. She kept people in prison beyond their sentences to use them as cheap labor for the state of California. And she fought to keep cash bail system in place that impacts poor people in the worst kind of way.
You guys remember that 4 years that that destroyed her? She was done. She was done on the camp. That's why she never made any of the the brain part. What's damn when they what those things called when you running for president? I can't remember this. And you go from state to state, you know, whatever it's called. She didn't make it to the first. She didn't make it to Iowa, New Hampshire, or South Carolina because she was thoroughly trounced. She was out of there with no votes, no nothing, because the campaign was so bad. And black people didn't like her. They knew she was phony. They trying to re-dig her. So she's great. You got Joy Reid. You got to get on this experience. How can you not do it? She's the greatest thing since sliced bread. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, lady? You know, got all the usual suspects. All the handkerchief head Boule Negros coming out the closet. That's what I'm about to play. I'm about to play this other one more time because I love it. Hold on.
Love it.
Yeah, this real quick. So you even got this crazy broad talking about. Let me show this fake broad. I don't hardly use, but you got this fake broad even calling out. Who's fake? I'm gonna use her. Damn, fucking moss, man. Lord.
In terms of Kamala Harris, we are having a lot of the same fights. And I want to remind everybody that the fight started here. This was the fight. This was the conversation. So for those who are saying, I have a lot of people saying, Kamala ain't got time for what y'all talking about right now. She ain't got time. She got to go fight Trump, and she ain't got but a little while. Well, first of all, I don't like not being able to vote. I think you robbed me of my right to vote and go who choose. You just now got to have one because she made a...
Yeah, that's the scam they use. You ain't got time to do it. She got time to get the vote. She had time to lock up black men. She had time to lock up black women. She had time to keep black men in prison longer than their time to get out for slave labor. She had time to do that. So I got time to say no to this duplicitous broad. I got that time. So I don't need the usual suspect, the handkerchief head, Boule, house Negroes trying to give me a false narrative of this duplicitous woman. Okay? I don't need a false narrative trying to give me a false narrative of this duplicitous woman and her behavior towards black Americans, who we know she hates. She has nothing but contempt for black America. They want to run now, tell you about some anti-black crime bill. What happened to it 4 years ago? What happened to your anti-black crime bill 4 years ago, which you ran on? The George Floyd crime bill. You try to make black people cry and run to the polls. But you never passed it. You had both houses. You had the Senate, you had the House of Representatives, and you had the White House. You didn't bring it up for a vote. But you know what you did do? That you didn't even run on? The anti-Asian crime hate bill. You passed that shit. You passed that. But you did not pass the anti-black hate crime bill that you ran on. You had the White House, you had the Senate, you had the House of Representatives. You didn't even bring it up for a vote. You didn't even bring it up for a vote. How about that?
Bunch of calls after the fact. The money was gonna go. When the money got to go to the candidate, so it's gonna go to her. She made all the calls. Now all of a sudden we got how many months we got on our little fingers till it's time to go vote. So you set me up here to have this person. We've talked about it on the Patreon. We can talk about how she failed just cataclysmically during the primary. Now I have to put all my money on her. But the conversation that we had in 2019, this was 2019, and we started telling people, all these my sister's keepers people, we started telling y'all in 2019 that first of all, Kamala is not my sister. She is Brahmin and Jamaican,
exactly.
Right? That is not ADOS. That is not
exactly. She's Brahmin and Jamaican. She's not. I'm about this ADOS shit. I'm just saying Black American. Her experience is not our experience. She's not Black American. She's Indian and Indian because her dad is an Indian from Jamaica. You guys know Jamaica has a big Indian population. Wherever the British went, they brought the Indians along. So Jamaica has a big Indian population. So her mama's from India and her daddy's Indian from Jamaica. So then the idea that she's Black is absolutely crazy. So I will give Yvette Carnell that. It's absolutely, these bootlick, handkerchief head house Negros keep trying to throw that sister girl narrative onto us. It's not going to work. Angela Ryan, people, you can cry. Nothing but done. See, Big Cheese thinks they're going to win. I'm pretty sure they're going to lose. I'm pretty sure they're going to lose. Damn it. Think went on. Let me that talk. It might be close.
the same experience as an American descendant of slavery comes out of.
Because Black people realize and remember, she was the damn border czar. Black people being flooded with immigrants. That's the number one problem in the Black community right now. Not being scared of other Republican parties. And I showed, I'm going to find that video where the gentleman told the teacher in the Chicago school district told the guy that the blacks are falling behind the immigrants. He said, why? How's that happen? They're Americans. He said, yeah, but the resources are now going to the immigrants, not the Black Americans. And that's the Democratic Party doing it because it's a Democratic district in Chicago. So the fear is not going to work. The Republican fear is not going to work because Black people have been flooded with immigrants given to you by the Democratic Party. That's a fact. Flooded with these immigrants.
Chattel slavery. And some of y'all who are having that conversation online are having it wrong. Just talk about blackity black can mean anything. If you're going to just say, if you don't want to say ADOS, you can say Black American or what. You cannot just say blackity black. You're kind of muddying up the conversation. But this is where the conversation began. It's not whether Kamala Harris is Black enough, critics say, but whether her policies will support Native Black Americans. That was us in 2019. So please don't tell me Kamala, she just ain't had time. Well, she's in a rush. No, we told her 5 years ago, you dodo birds.
That's what I said. Exactly.
I know some of people who are out there criticizing ADOS. They only start talking and learning about campaigns right before campaign season because somebody says, I don't like Kanye. I think he had crazy. But one of the things he said that I think is true is that people start getting in the heads of Negroes who be on TV and radio and say, hey, This is what we need you to say. Hey, this is what we need you to do. Now let me read this real quickly for you. This was 2019. Yet for many Black people, there was an outcry. Despite Harris's being a graduate of Howard University, a top predominantly Black university and a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, the nation's oldest sorority, they questioned whether Harris would prioritize the challenges faced by American descendants of slavery.
All right, I understand. All these damn fake Black HBCUs were started by white people, white racists, because those are for the goddamn. Let's make sure we understand this, okay? They get thrown that HBC. Give me a second. When they get to start throwing that HBCU shit, that's why I put this on here in the beginning. Let me go back and grab that one video again to prove this, all right? The mulatto class. The reason why you got these HBCUs, they were started by white people, not by Black people, all of them. Even your fucking Tuskegee was started by white racists. Okay? Who gave the money to Booker T. Washington? You can look this up. They all beg the white racists. So these schools, Howard, Spelman, all this other shit was started by white racists. Spelman was started by the damn Rockefellers. Spelman was Rockefeller's wife's name. I've been telling you that years ago. So they get talking that HBCU shit. It means absolutely nothing. That was for the mulatto kids to go to those schools because they still didn't want the mulatto kids going to their schools. That's the reason why these HBCUs were built. That's why I showed you guys years ago. When you go back to the beginning of HBCUs, everybody was high yellow and damn near white. And Howard, Spelman, and every one of these HBCUs because they were built for their mulatto children. That's why whenever you would go to any one of these HBCUs, you would have this goddamn color fight going on in there. Just like Spike Lee showed you in School Days. That's what you had in HBCUs. The yellow, the quadroon, octoroon, all the way down to the regular black people. The people on top with the high yellow, the damn mixed, the octoroons, quadroons, and all that stuff going on. That's where these HBCUs started from. So don't give me none of this HBCU shit they like to give you. That's where they sent their cast out kids to. That's why they built them. All these HBCUs were built by white racists. That's what they never teach you or tell you about these HBCUs. They weren't started by black people.
Is that people start getting in the heads of Negroes who be on TV and radio and say, hey, this is what we need you to say. Hey, this is what we need you to do. Now let me read this real quickly for you. This was 2019. Yet for many black people, there was an outcry. Despite Harris's being a graduate of Howard University, a predominantly black university and a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha, the next
started by white people. Black Greek fraternity started by white people. See, these are all the racist Boule Negros. Those fraternities, those Greek white fraternities were started by white people, not by black people. Okay? To keep confusion and division amongst black America. They have a hierarchy of damn near white on top. These mulattoes and quadroons and octoroons and all this other crazy shit. So don't get distracted when it says HBCU. That means absolutely nothing to us. HBCU, so what? What does that mean? Nothing. Because those damn causes were started by white racists for they cast off children.
His oldest sorority, they questioned whether Harris would prioritize the challenges faced by American descendants of slavery, or ADOS, casting a light on growing rifts between African Americans in the United States and newer black immigrants. There was her record as a district attorney and attorney general, district attorney and attorney general, which some have categorized as law and order. A video circulating of Harris laughing while discussing a program that created as attorney general to prosecute parents for their truant children. There are also leftover disappointments that President Barack Obama hadn't adequately addressed.
He didn't do nothing.
So listen, don't tell me. One thing you're not gonna tell me. Old man Ebro, DL, Houe, all of y'all who are out here reading the talking.
Now, exactly. All the bootlicks. DL Hughey's been an old Uncle Tom Handkerchief head bootlick. All the boot, you know the usual suspects. I'm waiting for Steve Harvey to jump out the window. All the bootlicks. I told you, bootlicks come out at night. The 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 bootlicks come out. The bootlicks come out at night. The bootlicks come out at night.
Points every day. Okay, this is what you want me to say. I guess this is what I'm gonna say. If it's what you want me to say, I don't think you're thinking for yourself. And if you are, then we have to talk about what's going on inside your head. We have to talk about what ideas you are bumping up against. We have to talk about what history you know. We have to talk about our wealth levels. But somebody who has made millions of dollars telling jokes might not understand what the rest of us are going through, and therefore you should not speak for us. You should not speak for us. If you don't understand, like we cannot, let me tell you something, fam. This was 2019. Kamala Harris has had more than enough time. She got on that thing talking about the LIFT program or whatever it was. I'm not going to do anything specific for black people. And then they talking to Roland Martin saying it was taken out of context. It wasn't taken out of context. I don't care what context you put it in. I don't care what program you're talking about. She said the same thing that Barack Obama said. Remember Barack Obama said one wave lifts all ships. He stole that from Mondale. None of these people are original in terms of what they do and what they say. Some of y'all just don't read enough to know that they said the same junk that a white man said 20 years ago. And don't blame me because you don't know nothing. That's not my fault. That's not Adolph's fault. That's not none of us. Don't argue with me in the comments with your hat turned to the back looking goofy. 45 years old, hat turned to the back with a scraggly beard. Argue with me. You better go find somebody to play with. Because we have been doing things, reading books and putting together an agenda. Right? While y'all was just, who knows what y'all were doing? I don't know what these people do between elections. I do not know. But one thing I do know is that they're rehashing the same stupid arguments, which lets me know something else too. Y'all don't know nothing. Y'all don't even know that them arguments have been debunked. But I will tell you one thing. I'm tired of this. These people get on the Selma Bridge. Kamala, you don't need to be on the Selma Bridge in terms of only not as a black woman, in terms of how you want to do black, not as a black American, not as an ADOS person. American descendants of slavery, chattel slavery. You come from listen, Kamala Harris's life is defined by affluent immigrant parents. She had a scientist and an economist as parents. That is not our life. And if y'all want to lie to me and tell me that you too had economists and scientists for parents, you can lie to me all day long. You can have a psychotic break and be schizophrenic. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean you telling the truth. You are a fool. Her life, she was born in Oakland. So what? She spent her teen years and stuff in an affluent neighborhood in Canada. That is not your life.
Exactly. Most of her life she spent in Quebec. You got the city right, Yvette. She spent the most of her life growing up in Quebec. Yeah, she was born in Oakland, but she didn't spend her life in Oakland. They spent their life in Canada, in Quebec. Not even in the English-speaking part of Canada, in the French-speaking part of Canada, Quebec. So, her experience is not our experience. All this sister girl and this fake stuff that these bootlick and handkerchief head morons want to put on us, absolutely insane. Bootlick crazy. And so the narrative's not going to work anymore. Now keep on trying to, I know Big Chief says, well, it's not going to work. There's too many black people saying, no, enough is enough. I've never seen this much understand what's actually going on. And they're trying to repackage the same old dried out shit to you. Give you a box of shit. Try to rebrand the box of shit and tell you it's not shit inside the box. And want you to eat the shit inside the box. They said, nah, we're not eating no more shit inside this box. We're good. We're good. It's not going to work.
That is not what it means to be ADOS. Barack Obama, Kenyan father, a white mama, he told y'all wasn't going to take this bridge from him and you should have pushed him off of it. I'm talking figuratively, not literally, but you got to tell people this is what we part. You do not have this experience in this country. You do not own this bridge. You should be here just like as a white person is on this bridge. You don't come there and speak at it as a black woman. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all the situation that we're in. We may be in a situation where the first president and the first vice president, the first black president and the first black vice president, neither one of them will be from us. We will have never had an American descendant of slavery as president. But fine, if you're going to fix my people, I don't care whether you are white woman, white man, something else, I don't care. If you have an agenda for my people, you cannot have an agenda for my people that does not include closing the racial wealth gap. You got to have a plan for that. I told you that 5 years ago, Kamala. You have all the people in the world right now at your disposal in terms of people who do policy. In terms of people who write policy, I don't want to hear no excuses from you. I don't want to hear no excuses from y'all either. Who are you to talk to me and tell me what an excuse should be? Just because you got here and you want to be my sister's keeper, and you don't even understand that Kamala's not your sister.
Exactly.
You're not Indo-Jamaican or whatever that was, and you're not Bronx.
Indo-Jamaican. He's an Indian from Jamaica. He's an Indo-Jamaican. This Indian. He's an Indian dude from Jamaica. Indo-Jamaican. So these two Indian people have a baby. Don't make a black American. How do two Indian people have a baby make them black American? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me understand that. And every one of these bootlicks try to give you a fake narrative of sister girl nonsense. When you go back over this woman's record, it is heinous. It is abhorrent to black people, black Americans. It is abhorrent. Because she has no camaraderie with us except for using us. Using the moronic ones of us. But nah, we're gonna stop her like we did stop her 4 years ago. Nah, she's not going to the White House unless they completely steal it. Because there's no one that likes this lady. Not black America, they not. It is not.
I mean, she's not your sister. She's a politician. And at some point, you have to understand what the relationship is between a voter and a politician. You are not family. You are not her sister, cousin, brother, uncle, or nothing. You are not family. That is not the relationship that a voter has to the person who's running for office. The only time you should ever have that relationship is if the person who is running is known for doing something for you. For example, if Martin Luther King had decided at some point to run for office if he had not been assassinated, that's different. That man has laid everything on the line for you.
Nah, I wouldn't vote for no Martin Luther King. He laid shit on the line for us. Yeah, well, we worse off after we got the civil rights. When everybody knows that. We worse off today after that civil rights nonsense. So nah, it'd be the same old. He was a civil rights moron like the rest of these civil rights coons that now died. Like the John Lewis that got hit in the head. I got hit in the head in Selma. Saying that shit for 60 years. John Lewis, when you gonna do something for black people? Well, let me tell you, I got hit in the head at Selma. I was hit in the head. Okay, you got hit in the head in Selma on the bridge. What are you gonna do for black people? Hey, I got hit in the head at Selma. You gonna get telling how many times you got hit in the head? You did sit-ins for homosexuals and everything else, for everybody else, but you want to tell me, you know, you ain't got nothing to do for black people. Thing went out. I mean, you ain't got nothing for black people. It's crazy.
So you say, hey, I know he's already put forth the policies and I know his heart. That's a different situation. Y'all act like Obama and Kamala are civil rights leaders and just throw your heart on in there with him. Some of y'all out here talking. You don't even take care of your own children like that. You don't even pay child support. And you talking about staying with your brother, sister. You don't even stay with your own kids. You don't even stay with your own family that you know. You ain't seen your grandmama in 20 years talking about my sister's keeper. Shut up. All of us are not crazy. All of us are not fools. And we see what you're doing. We see exactly what it is. We see how you're selling out. And you want us to shut up about it. Sometimes you want to shut up about it because you just don't know no better. You don't know that you're playing the fool. You don't know that you are a fool. You don't know that everybody who is supporting somebody should be asking for an agenda. Some people don't need an agenda as much as we do. But you better believe they're going to ask for something. You better believe every group is going to have somebody on the phone. Women's group.
Of course, you're supposed to ask for something because it is a quid pro quo. This for that situation. You don't get something for nothing and nothing for something. But that's they've been giving for 6 years. You're talking that Martin Luther King shit. You've been giving that vote since black people got the right to vote. The Voters' Right Act of 1964 or 65, whichever it was. What has it gotten us? But put us in a trick bag, right? Keep putting us in a trick bag. And I think the trick bag is worn out because they tried to anoint this woman to black people, make that narrative, right? I'm gonna go back to Van Jones. I gotta go back to Van Jones one more time. I find this shit hilarious. Give me a sec. I gotta go back to Van Jones. I find this shit hilarious.
It's the DEI hire part first, and then it's the record. But they can't help themselves with going at the race part of this.
Let me just say something here.
Please do.
Now listen to this crazy narrative that Van Jones saying. Let me say something right here. Black women, black men are not going to allow the Republican white man to start saying something about this black woman who's not black. Who's not black, not part of the black experience. You're supposed to sit here and just act crazy talk from a Brahmin Indian. Her daddy's an Indian, her mother's an Indian. But somehow she's part of the black American experience who grew up in Quebec, Canada. Okay? Grew up in Quebec, Canada, locking black people up past their time to get out with slave labor. But his narrative, we're going to fall down and protect our sister girl. You know how crazy this sounds? But this is the narrative. This is called mind control. Okay? That's what the media is. Nobody watches it. It's mind control. Absolute nonsense, this moron is saying. But I want you to listen to him. Listen how crazy he sounds. Listen to this made-up fake narrative that they try. This is supposed to influence black men and say we're going to fight for this non-black woman because she's a black woman and get beat up by white men. Okay? That's how crazy this narrative is. But this is what bootlicks do when they come out at night. The bootlicks 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 come out.
This is going to work out badly because they work very hard to attract black men into the Republican Party. They work very hard to attract Latin men into the Republican Party. And they were getting a little bit of momentum there. There are a lot of black men who are saying, Democrats don't do anything for us, and Biden's weak, and they're starting to look over there at the Republican Party. You start insulting black women, you're gonna see.
Not a black. You start insulting black women. Hey, Van Jones, moron. Kamala Harris is not a black woman. Okay? And she never stood up for black men or black women. Remember, she was locking up black women for the kids being truant in the San Francisco school department, right? She was locking up black women for the kids being truant, not being able to go to school, make it to school because of financial reasons. They have the money to put the kids on the bus. From being impoverished, and she's locking their ass up. So what are you talking about? What fight are you talking about? But this is the fake narrative to make it. And ain't nobody sitting around this round table push back on his crazy ass narrative. Nobody pushed back on this nonsense he was saying. No one pushed back on this crazy narrative.
Something you haven't seen before. Black men are not going to put up with that. I want to send a warning. As clear as I can. I was on a phone call with 20,000 black men. The word protect came up about 1,000 times. Protect this sister. Protect this sister. We're going to
protect this sister. Protect this. What sister? When did a Brahmin Indian become a sister to us? What is he talking about? When did a Brahmin Indian become a sister girl to us? Who didn't act sisterly to us when she was Attorney General of California, District Attorney of San Francisco, Senator of California, and now Vice President of the United States? What has she done for us to believe she's a sister? What is this crazy bastard talking about?
Protect her. Protect her. You're about to see something you haven't seen before. Look, people messed around with Hillary Clinton and said a bunch of mean stuff to her. Black men set that out.
Black men set that out.
So I don't think that the Republican Party understands that all the work that they did trying to get us over there, two more days of this, it's going to be a problem.
Okay. Just shut the fuck up. Exactly. Shut the fuck up. Sound crazy. That's crazy talk. Shut the F up. You know. Let me see what this crazy motherfucker talking about right here.
To be a black person in 2024 in America is to be in a state of complete perplexed confusion about what is wrong with a country that hates your history, to this day can't admit.
Hates your history. That's not your history. You're an immigrant. Now, I have a problem with immigrants, Jory, but you're an immigrant. That's not your history. It's not your history. It's nothing to do with you and your family. I hate your history. Shall they try to keep these immigrants onto our history and have them speak for us? This isn't your history, Jory. You're an immigrant from the Congo. Congo is your history. Black American experience is not your history. So you don't get to speak on behalf of our history and in place of us. You don't get that right. You sound crazy. But that's what they want to do. They want to make black people think that this woman is tied to our history when she's not. And so when she says all kind of crazy stuff, it jumps out the window of things that do not benefit the black Americans. We're supposed to say, oh, that's dumb because they want to push a narrative. Our history has nothing to do with you, lady. Nothing.
Even the basics of what was done to your ancestors can't accept any responsibility for the lack that has carried through the entirety of the existence of you in this country, and think 60 years of relative freedom is enough. And to find out that literally Barack Obama's 2 terms as president are your reparations, and Juneteenth, which you already celebrated anyway, is your reparations, and yet you built this country. You literally physically built this country.
Yeah,
and
we built it, not you.
The attitude toward you from a lot of your peers and your fellow citizens is just shut up and be grateful. And it's infuriating to be a black person.
One video I gotta find that video. I gotta find that one with the Chicago boy. If I can't find it. I've been too far back to try to find this shit. I'll give me 1 second until we've been to find that video. I wish I would have marked it, but I didn't. But it's saying how in all these, because remember, these are replacement people. So in all these Democratic areas, how the Democrats are openly funding these immigrants in your school system, black. They never done nothing for you. And now the immigrants are jumping over you scholastically to make sure you stay on the bottom. And the few jobs that would be left during the time of complete automation, you won't have. That's why I told you, they told you about 2050 black people's wealth will be zero. Your income level will be zero, because that's the scam they've been trying to do. What is that video? I might have to go back too far to find it. Shit. Oh, but let me play this one real quick. You suffer from this right here too, right? Play this again.
Among 19th century Negroes in Philadelphia, for example.
So 19th century Negroes. I'm sure all the schools, these HBCUs that everyone these bootlick handkerchief head Negroes try to tout to you is get money, HBCUs, but it's always been hot dens of racism towards black people by mulattoes and octoroons and quadroons. Okay?
85% of mulatto men married mulatto women, and 93% of black men married black women. This was not solely a matter of color prejudice, for there were major behavioral differences between the two groups. The mulatto neighborhoods had lower crime rates and a higher percentage of their children attending school as compared to the black neighborhoods, even though it can hardly be claimed that school attendance or crime rates are genetically predetermined. In short, there were major cultural differences, and these differences in turn produced other differences, such as a higher occupational status, better housing, and more wealth among the mulattoes. Nor was this pattern confined to Philadelphia. All across the country, North and South, the elite of the Negro community were lighter in complexion than the masses, and very self-conscious and sometimes snobbish about that fact. This remained so through at least the first half of the 20th century. Among 19th century Negroes in Philadelphia, for example, 85.
Let me look this up real quick. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Second. That's not the one I'm looking for. Hold on. Trying to get one of these class yearbooks. What is that? That's one. I get one of these damn class yearbooks. One second, guys. I'm trying to find something. They all look white as hell. I'm trying to. Yeah. Damn. I can't get it. Try to get with these damn light skinned classes back in the early 1900s. These damn HBCUs. Shit. Forget it. Won't let me pull it out. Shit, forget it. I wanted to make my point how so I wanted to make the point about all these HBCUs was nothing more than the these HBCUs was nothing more than a dropout point for all these mulatto kids. I want to try to find something. Find that damn video. I can type it up. Well, I'm still going to find this one. Let's see. I don't know if I can find him. Oops, hold on.
Before anything else happens, these resources that have not come to us, now you want to overly compensate for people who never lived here before, and we need to be taken care of first and foremost before anything else happens here.
Why would any leader put our black communities already riddled with crime at further risk by placing unvetted non-taxpayers steps away from our seniors, our children, and our homes we've worked so hard on our own to secure? We are at war, people.
I don't think they're gonna get the black vote. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Big Cheese. There's too much destruction been done in black communities. LA, Chicago, Houston, Memphis. I've seen these Mexicans everywhere now, these Hispanics, not Mexicans, Hispanics, everywhere in black communities. And they know who's brought them there. So what we see, their narrative is fake. There's no way she's winning this election because they lost too many black voters. And black voters are mostly in the urban centers of this country. How about you? See, as the rock crime about Detroit, they're not going to vote for Joe Biden. They're not going to vote for no fake black woman. They're just not. We're not going to do it. When she was supposedly the border czar, and that's what these people are talking about, the border crisis right here. Remember, Kamala Harris is the border czar. So she allowed all these little immigrants in the black community. Let me do this again.
Resources that have not come to us, now you want to overly compensate for people who never lived here before, and we need to be taken care of first.
Who never lived here.
Before anything else happens here.
Why would any leader put our black communities already riddled with crime at further risk by placing unvetted non-taxpayers steps away from our seniors, our children, and our homes we've worked so hard on our own to secure? We are at war, people. Our communities are at war. They are violating our communities, and we asking that we across the country, we asking and we demanding for office of Black America, or whatever you want to call it, to deal with issues like this.
I did get placed on wait list, but I was told that the immigrants were taking priority. That's the story that a lot of people don't know, and it hurt me. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I understand we need to be humanitarian, but these people my participants are third and fourth generation Chicagoans, born, bred, fed, and raised here. My grandmother, Mayorella Carrington, rest in peace, always said, Craig, charity starts at home first, and then it go abroad.
Politically, having over 500 people in our community will completely wipe out any interest we have.
Many of these migrants have been dumped in our neighborhoods without a plan in place to monitor and house them long term.
We don't have to move. If you sell, they're going to come in. If you don't sell, we got to stand strong.
That's right.
Remember, the majority of the black vote is in the urban centers: Detroit, Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, D.C., Memphis, Houston, L.A. We're mostly Atlanta. We're in the urban area, Charlotte. So I'm telling you, they move these immigrants into these neighborhoods. They're not going to get that vote. No matter how many delusional black women you think you're going to get, you're not going to get enough to keep Kamala in no damn office. Because the disrespect has been too overbearing this time. And it came from the Democratic Party. Let me show. Hold on.
If you give me 3 meals, housing, child care, education, a voucher for $9,000, you know what? I come to Chicago too. And that's what they're doing. They're telling people, and they're sending money back to back to Venezuela, to come to Chicago because they're saying, hey, the good times are rolling there. They're taking care of everybody. Now, when we have Venezuelans that are driving cars, where did they get a driver's license? Where did they get insurance from? And then you have Venezuelans being caught with drugs and guns. Where are they getting them from? Now, I've said this before. If you give me 3 meals,
nah, you're not gonna overcome this, Big Cheese. You're not overcoming this.
Christina Passioni-Zayas, the city's first deputy chief of staff. She gave me insight on how the crisis is impacting the city and the state financially. Already this week, 41 buses have rolled into Chicago, and that means there are now 11,000 migrants living in shelters. 4,000 are still sleeping.
And remember, Kamala Harris is the border czar. Kamala Harris is the border czar. In case you forgot. Kamala Harris is the border czar. This is her handiwork. She's the border czar, fighting the border, close it down. Yeah? She's the border czar. And now they're trying to rewrite that history as if she hasn't been the border czar, because they know that all black Americans upset with these illegal immigrants. But she's the border czar, now trying to claim it that she's not anymore. Right?
On police station floors and staying at the airport. Now, this is really startling. 30% of migrants here in Chicago are children. Majority of them are attending Chicago public schools. Right now, the state is...
See, they're attending the public schools. I told them. They said that now it's over 48% of migrants. 48% of the school system are migrants in Chicago. I don't know what it is in most of the other urban cities. I'm sure it's almost as high. And those resources, your tax dollars, are going to these people to displace you. But you got the bootlick handkerchief head Negroes out there, the house Negro scum, tell you, we must, it's urgent to vote for Kamala, it's urgent. While your tax dollars, they don't got jobs. They just got it 2 days ago. But your tax dollars are now going to educate children over your own. And this has been your good goddamn Democratic Party. Okay? So I dare you gonna vote for Kamala Harris, you might as well you might as well shoot yourself in the face. You sound crazy.
Footing the bill for what they call temporary housing, apartments and homes that are rented out for migrants. The state is paying on the high end $9,000 in rental assistance over a 6-month period of time. With that comes help moving in and a starter kit to furnish the apartment.
That rent lasts for 6 months. And
they get a starter kit to furnish the apartment too? They get the rent and they get a starter kit? Wow, this is absolutely crazy. And for 60 years with the Voting Rights Act, they ain't gave black people shit. And every bootlick and handkerchief head like a Van Jones tell me we're gonna protect this sister girl. I'm gonna say what the video said. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut your goddamn mouth. Shut your ass up talking crazy to us.
ideally, people would have started their legal process, secured legal authorization, and then be able to sustain the apartment. And so the cost, or I guess the payment towards the landlord, is based on market rates. It's based on the configuration of the apartment, how many rooms, where it's located, all of those things. And so it kind of varies from place to place.
We ran out of time, but I did reach out to the city to see how many asylum seekers are currently taking advantage of the rental assistance program. We haven't heard back from this.
You got black people living in the streets around this, homeless, getting none of these resources. But immigrants, and they want to gaslight some of these are not replacing you. Huh? Let me say I get this damn fly. Give me a second, guys.
City on that. The city put $4 million towards helping migrants get temporary housing. The state added $38 million to that. And right now, there are only 30 to 40 case management workers from Catholic charities working to get thousands of migrants temporary housing. And I'm told there's a push to hire right here in Chicago. I spoke with Christina Passioni-Zayas, the city's first deputy chief of staff. She gave me insight on how the crisis is impacting the city and the state financially. Already this week, 41 buses have rolled into Chicago, and that means there are now 11,000 migrants living in shelters. 4,000 are still sleeping on police station floors and staying at the airport. Now, this is really startling. 30% of migrants here in Chicago are children. Majority of them are attending Chicago.
I'm just using Chicago as a test bed. This is crazy. So I'm about to wrap this up in a minute, guys. No.
Because we are done with the Democratic Party.
Tensions are rising in Chicago against the
Democratic Party.
Done with the Democratic Party.
Tensions are rising in Chicago against the migrants and the Democratic Party.
Who are those people? Do you know them? Can you guarantee our safety? We call the police, but the police don't show up like 30, 40 minutes late. At that time, the person already gone for their crime they did.
With safety and financial concerns, they no longer support President Biden.
And the Democratic Party here in this city, in this state, and in this country is not supporting us. The Bible has shown us what they think about the black community all over this country.
Americans are outraged as Chicago has spent $320 million on migrants this year and asking for another $150 million to build a park community for them, while Chicago City closed 50 community schools due to lack of funds.
But now you found money for the migrants. Oh, excuse me, not migrants, because what they are is illegal foreign network.
More than 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Do you think it's fair how our tax money is being spent? And should it go to Americans first?
Because we are done with the Democratic Party.
Tensions are...
So that's what I'm telling you. That's the majority of black Americans. They're not going to do that. You're not going to get the fake ass Boule, handkerchief head, house Negro giving you a false narrative. Because what you see in the streets is real. What you see on the ground is real. You're not going to be able to gaslight you What other nonsense? Oh my God, but man, this sister girl. When the sister girl got something to do with this right here?
Done with the Democratic Party.
Listen this. Then what they tell them right here?
Because we are done with the Democratic Party.
Tensions are rising in Chicago against the migrants and the Democratic Party.
Who are those people? Do you know them? Can you guarantee our safety? We call the police, but the police don't show up like 30, 40 minutes late. At that time, the person already gone. For their part, they do.
With safety and financial concerns, they no longer support President Biden.
And the Democratic Party here in this city, in this state, and in this country is not supporting us. The fight has shown us what they think about the black community all over this country.
Americans are outraged as Chicago has spent $320 million on migrants this year and asking for another $150 million to build a park community for them, while Chicago City closed 50 community schools due to lack of funds.
But now you found money for the migrants. Oh, excuse me, not migrants. Because what they are is illegal foreign now.
More than 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Do you think it's fair how our tax money is being spent, and should it go to Americans first?
Because we are done with the Democratic Party.
Tensions are...
All right, family. I'm going to wrap this up. They must love the bootlicks come out at night, but it's not going to be enough. I don't believe it. So I'm at a disagreement with Big Cheese. I don't think it's going to be enough. Bootlicks come out at night, but it's not going to be enough. Because the heinous treatment that they've done towards black Americans, now I think it's too, there's no way you can sugarcoat this. You're not going to have them in fear of Trump. That's just not going to work because their back's against the walls now. They see that openly the Democratic Party, they're giving millions of dollars to illegal immigrants. That's what they are, not migrants, illegal immigrants. Call them what they are, illegal immigrants that they help get up here to replace you. You know, when a gaslight you and say, oh, you're not seeing what you're seeing, while they dump them in your goddamn community. They're not dumping them in white America. They're dumping them in all the black areas. And giving them your tax dollars by giving you nothing but a shit box. Shit said, eat this shit. Open it up and eat the shit. Constant gaslighting us. So, no, it's not going to work. So, you saying Big Cheese? Let me just go ahead and read it right. I blame white Americans. They're going to hate the day they didn't put racism aside. And well, they're trying to do. Some of them trying to do it now. Not enough, but they are trying, Big Cheese. Not enough, but they destroyed themselves. Right, they destroyed themselves. I agree. So I'll be back on tomorrow. Do 2 shows. I couldn't do a show yesterday. This show I was going to do last night, but my voice was gone. Tell you, I couldn't say nothing yesterday. My voice was completely gone. Shout out to somebody talking about the tea and honey thing. Brought my voice almost all the way back. I couldn't. 30 minutes before I was about to start yesterday, I couldn't. I was unlegible. Unaudible. I'm like, I was like, this is not going to work. It's not going to. I was mad as hell, too. It's not going to work. I'll be back on tomorrow and do 2 shows tomorrow, guys. Regular news, and maybe we talk about these morons, these idiots who were going in on sister that just got shot and trying to take up the white supremacist talking point that they can see why, especially Candace Owens, because that's why you keep her ass, you keep her to the side, because she's always going to say something crazy. Not understand that this shooting in Illinois was definitely racist, racial. You don't see nobody black. You ever notice you don't see nobody, no black cop openly killing anybody white? You never see this. In their home, just blowing their fucking head off, shooting them in the face. As opposed to touching a pot. You never see a black cop blowing up a white person's face. Never. You never see it. So that's why you know it's always about race. But the bootlicks, the Handkerchief, always want to try to dispense that. Say, oh, it's not about race. Because they get paid to say it's not about race. Show me anywhere in America where you got a black cop shooting a white woman in the face in her house. I'll wait. When's this happening? I'll wait, and I'll wait, and I'll keep on waiting because the answer is never. I keep waiting because the answer is never. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to do that early. I don't want to do that late at night. I'm going to do that probably around noon time. Y'all want that to be the night show, yeah. I'm going to talk about Candace Owens and them talk about that. That's absolutely crazy. But those people have been getting canceled. That's a good thing. You got some lady named, what's her name? Dana Dane on I'll show that tomorrow around noon. Dana Dane has been canceled on TikTok talking crazy. So they canceling her no good ass. So that family, we'll wrap it up. 1212. Say much love. As we wrap this thing up, everybody have a good night. Black, hot, fire. We out. There we go. Green alarm. School's out, family. Much love. Woo! All right. Black, hot, fire. We out. Woo! Come on. Like chicken voting for the Sanders. Dr. Kerwin, he says both Democrats like the chicken voted for Colonel Sanders. Shout out to you, brother. Both Democrats like both the chicken vote for Colonel Sanders. That's what's up. We out. Everybody smash the like button on the way out. Peace. Black. Hot. Fire. We out, family. Much love. Woo! Same black time, same black channel tomorrow. For 2 shows tomorrow. Yeah. Stick it in the pocket. Black. Hot. Bam. That's how we do. That's how we do. Me and you. Black. Hot. Bam. All right. Black, hot, fire. Much love to the fam. We out. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Woo! What's up, fam? We out. Woo! Black, hot, fire. Woo! We out. Everybody have a good night, family. Good night, fam. Woo! Black hot rice. Woo! Come on. Come on. Much love, fam. We out. Have a good night. Good evening, wherever you find yourself at. I'm out. Peace. These joints off. That one off. That one off. This one off.